Yo, what's up? Matt Dodd here. Yeah, I said I was gonna do a video about my song Clap Back. I got a couple haters the other day running their mouths, but nah, whatever. Just stupid Trump supporters. They all the same, always trying to pick fights. Anyways, onto the song. When I first started out, it's not about Trump, and the whole song isn't about Trump. There's other things. It's also about racism and a couple other things in there. But I put Trump diss because I say a lot of stuff about him. Sometimes you can't say what you want in a post. Sometimes you gotta say it in lyrics. So I'm about to drop a song for all y'all little Trump supporting bitches.
Upset the established order, everything becomes chaos.
Slightly mad, still ill.
I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos?
Yeah, Mad Die, MWD Productions. Bando on the beat, let's get it.
Yo, fuck this world full of chaos, full of nonsense. It's time is of the essence, about to kill us. Beat to come around this time next week. I'm gonna jump up on another one, recycle and then repeat. I can flow on anything, whether it be trap or beatbox. No time to detox. I'm about to make up with some tracks with the Nikes at the Reeboks. I vote for PS5 at the Xbox. Don't want no ugly ass looking mini fridge occupying up my space.
But anyways, on this part right here, I'm talking about, like I pick Nikes instead of Reeboks and junk like that, just what I'm just, just flowing along. And anyways, it gets to this part here. I said, I voted for PS5 after Xbox. Don't want a mini fridge and occupying up my space. When I'm saying that, I'm saying, have you seen the pictures of these things? Like, the PlayStation looks, I mean, they're both like tall, massive, but the PlayStation 5 looks so much nicer. The freaking Xbox is just like a box, but it literally, it's tall, but it looks like a darn mini fridge. I mean, that's just how it looks. A lot of people say the PS5 looks like a router, but what would you rather have, a router or a freaking mini fridge?
Just like I don't want no orange ass pumpkin occupying up the Oval Office. Will someone hurry up and often?
Okay, and right here I'll say I don't want no orange ass pumpkin occupying up the Oval Office. I'm talking about Trump. He always orange as crap. I don't know if it's his suntan or his spray tan, whatever he does, but he looks orange. I mean, so that's why I made that. And I say, will someone hurry up and off him? Right there, I'm saying whether he really gets impeached or somebody just kill him. I don't care. I just wish he wasn't in the office, and I can't even think about 4 more years.
Hurry up and often. We out of moves, out of options. I'm at a loss, bitch. Don't want a 45, I want a 46.
Okay, and right here I say I don't want a 45, I want a 46. Now, what I mean is, I know if Trump gets reelected, he will be our 46th president. But to me, it'll still be a 45. To a lot of people that aren't his supporters, they will still think of him as 45 because he ain't worthy of a name. That's why people say 45. You ain't heard nobody call Barack Obama that. You ain't hear nobody call George Bush that. Bill Clinton, whoever. You go back, who cares? Garfield, wherever. You go way back. Anyways, none of them were called by their number. This is the only president people will be like, oh, it's 45. And that's why I'm saying I don't want a 45, I want a 46. Because I want anybody in office. And I'm not saying I'm for Biden, but anybody is better than him. Well, besides Kanye West anyways, but anybody is better than this dude. And I just don't know why people can't see that.
46, if Trump is your messiah, why don't you just hang him from a crucifix? I'm tired of reaching after all these lunatics. Bitch, I'm done with it.
Okay, and on this next part, I say, if Trump is your messiah, why don't you just hang him from a crucifix? Now, why I'm saying this is, there's so many people, no matter what this man does, they look at him like he's some kind of god or something. So, if you're going to worship the man, then you might as well hang him from the cross and pray to him every night. I mean, he ain't Jesus, people. I mean, I don't know why you think he is so perfect. He's flawed. He lies all the time. He's a mean person. So that's why I say that. But a lot of people, they think of him as a god. He can do no wrong. So that's why I say that.
Wish the doctors never cut your cords. Instead, they should have took your heads off with the samurai sword.
Okay. On this part right here where I say, I wish the doctors never cut your cords. They should have cut your heads off with a samurai sword. When I'm saying that part, I'm meaning all these Trump supporters, all his party members, whatever. I wish they were either never born, or if they were, I wish the doctors would have just cut their heads off and disposed of them, rather than let them grow up to be the assholes that they are today. And then I also move on saying we will never be one in accord when you keep following the wrong source, going down the wrong path, something like that. But anyways, when I say that, you're following the leader. You're following the wrong leader. Now, there's good leaders and there's bad leaders, but like Trump, he's leading you straight off a cliff, and you're gonna follow right behind him and eat up all his bullshit. You're brainwashed. I mean, you're freaking brainwashed. That's what the problem is. Anyways, that's why I say that, because we ain't never gonna be one in accord if you keep following this man. He is trying to divide us, not bring us together.
Cause we ain't never gonna be one in accord. When you following the wrong source, when you never take the right course. But trying to tell you that's like trying to beat a dead horse. I can scream all the facts, but you won't absorb that. You rather have all your faces smeared in 45's fat ass.
And then I go to say that it don't matter what I say to all you Trump supporters. It's like trying to beat a dead horse. You can't put any sense in you. He ain't got no sense, and his followers ain't got no sense. So it's just, what's the point? It's like talking to a wall. I might as well just like turn around and talk to my wall over here. You know, you can't reach him, and you would just rather have your faces smeared in his ass. That's what I say, because you brown nosing the heck out of the dude, and I don't know why. Don't you remember when he says he could walk down Fifth Avenue or whatever and shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose a single voter? What president even says that? And he always screams out fake news. I've never once heard any other president yell fake news like this dude. I don't remember Obama even saying fake news once. Don't really even remember Bush saying fake news. Why is it all of a sudden news is so fake once Trump is in office? Don't that ring any bells? But anyways, like I said, ain't gonna get through to none of y'all.
So go ahead now and say something back, cause I'm always down to clap back. Clap back, clap back, clap.
Okay, and when I go right here, I say go ahead and say something back, because I'm always down to clap back. I'm talking about somebody gonna run their mouth and beat down everything I'm saying. Like I'm saying something wrong. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. I'm calling it how it is and how I see it. I've watched a lot of content about this man, and like it ain't fake news when you're hearing him actually say this stuff in interviews. How is that fake? What, there's somebody else filling in for him, and he's got a body double saying this shit? I mean, use your brains, people. It's not fake when the man actually says it. He's a terrible liar. He lies about stuff, and it's plainly, you can go back and find the content where he told the lie. So
Alright,
use your brains.
moving right along. I know a lot of pricks are gonna get their panties in a bunch after hearing my song, but I don't give a fuck. All you right-wing liberals can get the fucking nuts.
Okay, now when I move into the second part, I'm saying I know a lot of people after hearing my song are gonna get their panties in a bunch, which I've already had 2 dudes riding my ass already, saying that my song's garbage and this and that, and they like acting like they big Trump supporters. You know, why are you defending the man? And one of the dudes looks, I don't know, he's like white. He looks like he's mixed, and the other guy looks kind of like a Muslim. But haven't you heard all the crap he said about you guys? I mean, come on. Like, it's all the time with something. He always says something racist out of his mouth, because you don't necessarily have to say the N-word or call somebody a wetback or whatever else. You don't have to say that to be racist. There's other ways to be racist, and he has racist undertones. You just gotta listen for it.
Racist ass cops can all be cremated, be nothing but some dust. Cause nowadays, what's it even mean to have a badge and a gun when there ain't no justice? I guess it's just like politics, ain't nothing but corruption.
Okay, and on this part right here, I'll say all you racist ass cops should all be cremated, be nothing but some dust. When I'm saying that, I think all these racist cops, they should be kicked off the force. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying death, but I would rather see them gone. I mean, I just want to see them gone. I'd rather see them off the force any way possible. Whether they die, whether they quit, whatever. That's just whatever happens. I just don't think that they should be on a police force because they shouldn't even train that. You should treat everybody equally. Now, if I'm a white man, I get pulled over, I'm probably gonna, the cop's gonna write me a ticket. He might say a few things. I'll say, I'll hand him my license registration, and it'll be smooth. They'll give it to me, and I'll be gone. But if I was black in that situation, I'm gonna be fearing for my life because all you see on TV is cops killing black people. This nonstop. It's been going on since the freaking back in the segregation days, man. It's like the same now. I mean, they were freed as slaves, but they are still slaves. I mean, they still are not treated equally. Why? Because of skin color. What is up with this? Look, I'm white. Big deal. Somebody's darker than me. That's just skin color. What's the big deal? But what's the point of having a badge and a gun when there's no justice? Because there's no justice. For a lot of people out there, there's no justice at all. The system is flawed and it's rigged to be against you, not for you. That's why if something happens, that's why black people ain't gonna call a cop. Even if something bad is happening, they're not gonna call a cop. If they did self-defense and killed somebody, they're gonna have to bury the body or whatever because the cops ain't never gonna believe them. But that's just how it is, and it's sad, but it needs to change.
So while I'm up on the mic, gonna rip it with precision to make my decision. I'm making my mission to share all my wisdom, share all my visions. I'm living in a better existence without no racist, sexist, body shaming, super homophobic, narcissistic. 45 up in it, but
Okay, now when I get on this part right here, I'm saying I don't even know. I'm trying to make sure I say their words right, but we don't want to have no freaking he's a racist. And I'm talking back to Trump about Trump again. He is a racist, a sexist. He body shames people. He's homophobic. He's just a list of thousands of things, and he is a narcissist. I watched some documentary, or not a documentary, really a dude just talking on YouTube, and he listed off his like 10 things that causes somebody to be a narcissist, and he hit every category. Now I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you look it up, just type in Trump a narcissist, or put in something like that in YouTube, and it will probably come up. And just listen to that. I mean, he hits every category. I mean, the dude is always bragging about himself, always saying that he did something better than somebody else. He always has to be the center of attention. I mean, the dude, he always insults people. He cuts everyone off when he's in an interview. He will talk over them and not even give them a word in edgewise. The dude is he's terrible.
y'all too blind to see it, too scared to take the plunge. Y'all just a bunch of dumb motherfucking ass flickers, ain't listening, don't wanna use your senses too broke to pay attention. Y'all just wanna mimic and follow your grand wizard clan leader as he leads you straight to your death.
Okay, now this part's talking about Trump's followers. I'm saying, you're too blind to see, you're too broke to pay attention. You're just gonna mimic and follow your clan leader, your grand wizard, as he leads you straight to your death. When I'm saying all that, I'm saying basically, people that support Trump in these rallies, they get so heated, they get so mad, they're so angry. That's where they are mimicking Donald Trump, because he is always a bully and very angry all the time. He snaps so easily. And that's what all his followers are doing. That's why these rallies get out of control. And you see these people with the Make America Great hats on, and they all yelling at black people, calling them the N-word and whatever else. I've seen it happen, and it's in multiple times that it's been happening there. And his followers, they're ones that are all racist. So what's that saying? And also somebody that has to constantly defend themselves and say that they're not racist. That's usually a big indication that they are racist. Because I don't sit here every day having to defend myself. I'm not racist at all. My wife is a black woman. I have black family. I'm not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body like he always says that, but he lies. He constantly says that. But, I was born into racism. Like, my family was very racist when I was growing up. I remember them telling all these jokes. They'd say, and I'm not wanting to use this, but they'd say nigger jokes. They'd say Polak jokes with Polish people. They would, all kinds of stuff. And then me as a little kid hearing that, I would go out in public and say this stuff. And then my dad would get in trouble for it. Because one day I saw a little person and I called him a midget. I was like, look, Dad, it's a midget. And then that guy got very offended. And he didn't come at me, though. He came at my father, though, because he knew where that came from. Because I was just, probably 5 years old. But anyways, that was wrong. And I didn't know any better yet. But when I got to about, I think it was 7 years old, I had a black friend, and out on the playground, we got into a scuffle, and I called him the N-word. And he got, it really looked like it hurt him because he was like, I was supposed to be like one of his best friends, and I called him this, and it's very hurtful. And then he explained to me, well, first he asked me, he's like, where did you hear that from? And I told him, I was like, well, I heard my parents and my family say it all the time. So, and he's like, well, that's wrong. You can't call black people that. It's like, it's wrong for you to do that. It's just, it's an insult to our culture. It's an insult to us. And from that day forward, I stopped being like that. I was just like, and that's what's up to everybody. You have to break the cycle. And a lot of people, they still defend Trump like he's not racist, but he came out of a racist family too. His father was very racist. His sister even did a whole interview. You can watch, it's either on Netflix or Hulu, one of the two. But anyways, she did a whole interview about it. And his own sister don't even trust him. And she said they came out of a racist family. And they all be the same way, using N-word and all that. But you got to think about it. That's older white people. Now, if you're like in your 40s, your parents, if you're white, your parents more than likely were racist or have some kind of racist tendencies because their parents definitely taught that crap to them. And especially if you're from the South, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So don't play dumb. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's united we stand or divided we fall. It's up to you to decide which side of the court you wanna play on. But scratch that word play, cause this ain't no fucking game.
And I'm saying it's divided we fall or united we stand. Because when we're divided, there's nowhere to go but down. But when we come together and unite, that's when we will see a change. But that is not happening because Trump is putting too much hate out there for anybody to find any kind of peace, any kind of happiness, any kind of coming togetherness. And like, this is what my song is about. And for any haters out there that want to, diss on me, crap all over my song, you got to get what I'm meaning when I'm saying this. I'm just doing this because I want a better America. There ain't no making America great again with Donald Trump. America has never been great, and it probably never will, because people just are too set in their ways. But break the cycle. If I, as a 7-year-old, could break that cycle, then you, as an adult, should be able to break the cycle, because it is stupid to be racist after all these years, since the 1800s. I mean, come on. This is 2020, people. Like, get over it already. There's black people, there's Asian people, there's white people. It don't really matter. We all have red blood inside of us. We all have a beating heart. We all have a brain. We all have the same organs inside of us. The only thing difference is we have different pigments in our skin. So
You gotta
get
admit
over
that
it.
it's pretty lame when you keep believing the words of a no-liar. When you keep refusing to wear a mask to contain a virus. You do this shit cause you see your buddy Trump do it. But let's face it, he's an idiot, ain't no confusing it.
And right here I'm saying, you gotta admit it's pretty lame when you keep believing the words of a known liar. When you keep refusing to wear a mask to contain a virus. Which, that is stupid. You can't just cover your mouth. I mean, take your shirt, cover your mouth up. I mean, what is the big deal? People want to bitch about wearing a freaking mask. I can talk through it. Look, I can talk right now through my shirt just like this, and you can hear me just the same as I was talking without it. But people don't want to do that. They're just all bitching about it because they don't believe that the coronavirus is that big a deal. They think it's a conspiracy or some bullshit like that. But look at all these Trump rallies they've been having lately, and all these people, only like 5 people have a mask on. I hope you all do contract the coronavirus, and maybe you'll learn a lesson. I don't wish death upon anybody, But if you're gonna be stupid like that, then you deserve to catch what's out there. So, I mean, that's just dumb. And this dude is a non-liar. You don't have to believe me. You can go fact check. Go fact check anything he says. And you tell me how many things he's been true about. But him not wearing a mask, that gives the wrong message to everybody. He says, oh, I have one, I will. He ain't never wear one. I ain't never seen him with no mask on. But I will say this about Biden. Biden and his vice president, or will be if he gets elected, but let's face it, Trump's going to cheat and win again. But anyways, he always has a mask on. Every time I see him, he's got a mask on. It looks like he cares more about America than Donald Trump. Donald Trump only cares about himself. He don't want to get elected to make America great again. He wants to get elected for his own ego, because he can be like, look, all these idiots voting for me, all these idiots, and I can do anything I want and get away with it, and they're gonna give me 4 more years because I know I've got them wrapped around my finger like that. And that's how he's looking at you. So don't be happy if he gets elected. He gets elected again, you're an idiot. You're a freaking idiot. And just watch. Look how many people has died. We got like 200,000 people dead. Over 9 million, 10 million that has cases of freaking coronavirus. And do you think it would be like that if another president was running the country right now? No. He said he shut everything down long before. No, he knew about this shit in January. He knew about this shit in January. And he didn't say shit about it.
He tells you to ingest fucking bleach, and you still wanna kiss his feet. You thought he was kidding, but it wasn't no joke. Y'all really wanna laugh? Take a look at the aftermath. We got millions of fucking cases, almost 200K deaths, but then he still got the nerve to go and say it is what it is. Get your heads up out your asses, gosh damn it. You fucking bitch just saying 4 more years, you can cram it.
Then I'm talking about this part, when he said that you should ingest bleach or some kind of cleaning products and crap to get rid of the virus. Like, he act like he was joking. He wasn't joking about that shit. He was serious as a heart attack. But y'all still want to kiss his feet. That's what I'm saying about that. And like, it's stupid, man. Really stupid. I mean, because there's no laughing matter right now. Look at the aftermath. I mean, like I said before, we got like 200,000 people dead and over 9 million, maybe 10 million, I don't know, it keeps rising, cases in America. That's not even the whole world. I mean, but this dude acts like it's like a stat chart for him. It's like, oh, where our numbers are better than theirs. No, they're not. He tells you that, but he's got his own chart for everything. He always says, well, pull my chart up. He's always got his own edited chart that he has that says the stats that he wants to have. But you can't just have a status chart when it comes to the lives of American citizens. And then he even says, after that, it is what it is. That's what he says about all these lives lost, all these people with coronavirus. It is what it is. Who in their right mind would say that? Like, that is so cruel. That is so disrespectful of the lives that have been lost. Like, that is just a freaking insult. Like, I can't get over that he said that. That is, and then that's not fake news. That's his words exactly what he said. It is what it is. But you know what? Y'all want to keep believing him. Y'all want to be for him. You're stupid. You got your heads up your asses. You ain't thinking clearly, obviously. And all you bitches screaming, yelling 4 more years, you can cram it. That's what I say. You can cram it straight up your ass. Fuck you. For even like wanting to back this man. Fuck you. I don't care. You, my friends, my family, whoever, you're for him. You're backing a racist, sexist, homophobic, narcissist man that only gives a fuck about himself. He don't care about you. He don't care about me. He don't care about nobody but himself, his own benefit. It's all about him. It's not about America. Like I said, it's not about America. It's all about him. But you won't get that crap, and you still vote for him. And he wants these mail-in votes. The mail-in votes, he's going to manipulate the shit out of that. That's why he made a whole like 5 minute speech about it. Oh, you gotta do these mail-in votes because it's the safest way. There will be no corruption, nothing going wrong with these. He's saying that because he knows he can F with it. And that's exactly what he's going to do, because it's awful funny to me how he'll be losing by a landslide, and then all of a sudden he comes out the winner. I mean, think about it, people. Really think hard about it.
And fuck all these Confederate flags and all these statues that never stood for nothing. What makes you a higher part of the anatomy? What gives you the audacity to bust up out the gate and call me a sinner just for cussing? Well, I got news for you. You can't be a racist and expect a second coming.
Okay, now this part I'm talking about all these Confederate statues and all these Confederate flags that never stood for nothing. And I say that because they don't stand for anything positive. All that crap that happened was during slavery. And like it was all rebels and shit. And it was like it don't set a good statement. It don't send a good message. And then black people are already reminded of being slaves enough as it is by having to deal with police brutality and all these white people or whoever that thinks they're better than everybody else. And that's why I said what makes you a higher part of the anatomy, what gives you the audacity to bust up out the gate and call me a sinner just for cussing. Because I've had people, racist as F people, saying they're all Christian, they're all about God. But how can you be all about God but be a racist? God loves everybody no matter what color they are. It don't matter what color they are. He loves everyone equally. Don't matter what you are. You're loved equally. So you can't come at me and say that I'm going to go to hell for saying a few cuss words whenever you're being a racist, but think that you're going to freaking see the second coming. You're waiting on the second coming like you're going to be raptured or something. I hate to break it to you. If you got hate in your heart, you're not a Christian either. So don't come busting my balls because I said the F word or whatever. Busting my balls saying, oh, well, he ain't no Christian. Look how he talks. Get over that shit, man. You need to look inside yourself and stop trying to judge everybody else. Only God can judge me, not you. So stop judging.
Cause Jesus is what these hicks like to call a sand nigga. So when he comes back, all you dirty cops gonna have a hair trigger. Gonna try to put your knees in his neck. Gonna try to pop a slug in him. Go ahead and try that and see what his father does to you. He ain't gonna be another dead black man, I tell you that.
Okay, and this is something right here. You know that Jesus, he was not white. So this is to all you racist people that claim you're such big Christians and all about God. Well, guess what? Jesus was not white. He was what you racist pricks call a sand nigger, is what you would call him. So what? When he comes back, are you cops? Are you going to have a hair trigger? Are you going to try to shoot him in the back? Are you going to try to put your knees in his neck? Are you going to try to do all that because, he ain't white? So wouldn't he get the same treatment? But no, you wouldn't do that because his father, God, he would not allow that. He would smite you down if you tried to do anything to his son. You wouldn't be able to do it. And people that are like believe in the Trinity and think that Jesus and God are the same. No, they're not the same person because Jesus was sent here from his father. He was sent here. So how could he be sent from himself? Jesus and God are two different people. God is the Father. Jesus is the Son. And then the Holy Ghost is the Spirit. The Spirit of God and Jesus is it's the Spirit. The Holy Spirit. That is a separate thing too. So that's off the point of my song, but I'm just trying to break that down for you. That ain't gonna happen. But you claim to be such a big Christian, but think about it. Really, if you're going to be all against black people, then technically you're against Jesus.
And you know what else is a load of crap? Why so many people are still racist after all these years? They just can't stand seeing people that used to be slaves had careers that used to be beneath them, making more money than them. Amounting to something that's really sad. And also remember that black people were doing just fine until some stupid assholes decided to kidnap them and bring them back here to be slaves in the first place. So when you go and go back where you came from. You sound like a bunch of morons.
And this part right here where I said, what else? You know what else is a load of crap? It's why so many people are still racist after all these years. The reason for that is a lot of white people, white racist people. There are other, any race can be racist, basically. Any person can be racist. But I'm mainly saying white people because that's really the majority. But anyways, they're all mad because they're seeing people that used to be slaves, that used to be beneath them, rising up, having careers, making millions of dollars, being famous, being, athletes, being movie stars, being musicians, all this. And they came up and made a name of themselves, and they just can't stand seeing that, and they hate that because they're like, oh, well, those people, they ain't worth a shit. They were slaves, used to be slaves, so how are they doing better than me? I hate these people for doing better than me. That's what the problem is. That's where you're trying to justify it, saying that, oh, well, they were slaves, so they should still be treated like they're beneath me because we weren't slaves before. And that's how they're seeing it. But you know what? Black people were doing just fine in Africa until some bitch asses came up, had to kidnap them and bring them here to be slaves in the first place. But they were doing just fine. They didn't ask for that shit. So when you racists be yelling, I hear this all the time. Racist people yelling, they see some black people and they tell them to go back where they came from. You're the ones that brought them here, son. So shut the fuck up. That makes you sound like a huge moron. Anybody that says
So go on, get up out of here, move it along. Ain't like they have much choice in the matter. No one deserve to be called a master. So go on, get up, move it. No one's can color make them any better than anyone else. We all human, therefore all equal. So drop the hate and don't ever say you a man or woman of faith when you have hate in your heart. Cause God is love, He loves everyone equally. So
And when I say this, I'm talking about racist people. I say, go on, get over it, get up out of here. And I'm saying no one deserved to be called a master, which they wanted them to call masters. That's what they wanted. But no one deserved to be called that. You ain't no master or nothing because you kidnapped somebody and forced them to freaking work for you for free and then beat the crap out of them, make them get pregnant by you, send their kids off, sell them, whatever, divide families up and all that. That's terrible. So no one deserved to be called that, and no one deserved to be a slave ever. It's just ridiculous. Okay, and then like I said about the equality, I'm talking about everybody is equal. We all the same. It don't matter what race you are, and it's just, no, being white don't make you better than anybody else. Being a certain color does not make you better than anyone else. And if you have hate in your heart, don't claim you're a man or woman of faith when you have hate in your heart. Because God does not have hate in his heart. Jesus does not have hate in
don't
his
get
heart.
it twisted, I said a lot of mean things, but Trump is a false idol. I mean a jackass that belongs in the zoo, and all you clowns that stand by him, I just tell the truth, so you can't fault me for trying to bring us asshole down. So get with the program, don't vote for Trump, because Trump is stumped, don't deserve no right. And if you don't like Biden, just don't vote at all, let your registration expire. Just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you're required to give this prick 4 more years.
And right here, I said in my song, I said a lot of mean things about Trump, but I'm only telling the truth. So you can't fault me and you can't hate on me for that. And if you say anything about my quality, whatever, I don't have a pro studio to record in, so I do the best I can. But that'll lower my skill. I know how to rap. I know how to flow. I make beats. I do a lot of shit. I even have worked I did work in a documentary, the Live for Michael Jackson and Missing Pieces. I did the cover art for that. I did the graphics on the green screen that's behind Pearl. I did the music. And you know what? I did all that. So I do other things. I venture out to do other things. So you can't bring me down. And like I said, that documentary is from Pearl Jr. and Cecil Holmes. It's Alive Forward and Missing Pieces. It's talking about how Michael Jackson faked his death, and it makes a lot of sense. So it's all facts there, and you should check that out as well. That's on a side note, but yeah, you should check that out. And then I say, I'm kind of on the fast part right here. I'm saying, so get with the program. Don't vote for Trump. He's a chump. His stump don't deserve no writing. And if you don't like Biden, don't vote at all. Let your registration expire. I'm saying that because A lot of people are bashing on Biden for various things about it's weird how he be kissing people and how he be getting up in people's faces and stuff like that. But, you know, maybe he's just a loving man. I don't know. But I haven't really seen nothing weird about him. But I would take him any day over Trump because at least he knows politics. He wasn't just some business tycoon coming in to freaking just get publicity. That's what Trump is doing. That's all he's doing. And he says he's a billionaire and all that, but most of his money's tied up. That's why in Family Guy they even made a joke about it, saying he's cash poor, which means if he was to go to the bank, he couldn't draw out $100,000 and just be like, oh, no, because it's all tied up. So sure, he could sell some stuff, get his money, or pull out of something and get his money out. But just because he's a billionaire, you got to think that don't make him smart. That don't make him a smart businessman. Just because he's a billionaire, you got to remember his father is the one that set him up. He said a small loan of $1 million, but who says that they got a small loan of $1 million? A small loan is like $5. So, dude, if I had $1 million to start up my company, shit, I'd be freaking golden right now. It don't take a genius to figure that out. Invest in something really good. Invest in something like Sony. Sony, for instance. Freaking the pre-order started on PS5. It was sold out. Sold out in like 5 minutes. That's some stock to get into, and that would be smart. If I was a businessman, I would put a bunch of stock into that. I'd buy a bunch of stock and sell that shit at the high point, man, and I'd make plenty of money. So it don't take much. It don't take much smarts to make money when you already have money to start you out. The hard part is getting the money funded to you to start out. That's why so many people don't make it in this world. But anyways, don't believe the lies. He's so full of shit about everything. Okay, and before this song wraps up, I just gotta say, just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you have to vote for Trump. But a lot of people, that's why it's divided. It's like, if you're a Republican, you have to vote for whoever's the Republican because you don't want a Democrat to win. But sometimes you gotta drop the defense on that and think maybe this time the Democrat might be better. I mean, stop freaking doing stuff just because you're set in your ways and you don't have to do anything. You have your own brain and you can watch TV. Don't listen to Trump saying this is fake news because he's the only one, like I said, the only president I've heard ever to say this shit constantly. And that means something. That means that he's lying because you can even see it on camera. Watch his interviews. Watch one and then watch the next one after that and watch him try to cover up the lie that he said on the one before that. It's plain and simple, people. Just use your brains. Use your brains. Don't vote for this man just because you're a Republican. Be a Republican. Be a Democrat. I don't care. That ain't nothing to do with it. This is about a man running our country into the ground. And like, I'm predicting the shit. Our country won't survive it. We go 4 more years of this, dude. You know how many more people are going to die from this coronavirus? This thing ain't going nowhere. This ain't no freaking hoax. This ain't just freaking in people's imagination. This is a real virus that will kill you and can kill you. And people like me, like I have a sickness and I'm in a high risk category. And I could die if I catch this shit. So I don't want to catch this shit because some idiot is listening to Trump and not wearing a mask and I catch this shit and die. Plus, he is a terrible person. He even makes fun of handicapped people. He's did that before in his past. There is nothing off the table for him, and everybody, it don't matter who he's against. It's always Crooked Hillary or this and that. It's always some name that he makes up for everybody. Nobody gets called by their real name. It's always some nickname he's gave them, and it's always a very insulting name that he makes. No president has ever done that either. That's just bullying and it's bullshit. Yeah, you gotta have balls to stand up to other countries when you're president, but you don't do it like that. There is a right way and a wrong way. I'm a rapper, so I can get on here and cuss, say motherfucker, suck my dick, whatever, as many times as I want, but this is the president. He's running the country. I'm not running the country. There's a difference there, so I can say more shit like that. But when you are in the Oval Office and you're the president, you gotta have, a different personality. You can't be like that. You can't be hating on people all the time just because they don't agree with you. Just because you lied and you got caught doing it You can't fault them for that because they're calling you out, but you railroad them. You talk over them. You won't let them get that word in edgewise, and that's why people never freaking get over on you. That's why no people can say anything about you, Trump. But I will say it right now. I can't stand you, dude. I can't stand you, Donald Trump. You are the worst thing that's ever happened to America. I wish you never were born, dude. I really do. And if you are in there 4 more years, you might as well just kiss the world goodbye, dude. You might as well just kiss it goodbye. Because we are going to crash and burn. But y'all don't want to listen to me. Y'all don't want to listen to the media. Oh well. You're screwing yourself. So you know what? Smack die. Peace out.
This country won't survive it, I'm predicting that shit. This is envy and I approve this message. But what's it matter when I'm preaching to a bunch of dumb fucks? Let's face it, we all fuck, but who cares? Long as I have air in my lungs, I'ma clap back on any fool that attacks. Believe that. And if you wanna make America great again, somebody put a cap in Trump's fat ass.